Now, Texas Senator Ted Cruz winning high praise from the political arm of the conservative Heritage Foundation. The group giving Cruz a lot of positive comments in its first ever presidential platform review. Cruz gets a glowing assessment for his stands affecting these categories: growth, opportunity, civil society, limited government, favoritism, and national security. Michael Needham is the CEO of Heritage Action for America and my guest today. All right, Michael, I want to make it clear you are not endorsing anybody in this report, in this review. You're not giving out your top pick. However, when you look at those 6 categories, Ted Cruz does the best, correct?
Well, Ted does very well. We didn't, as you said, stack people up against each other. What we did is we wrote a review for conservatives written by conservatives. We saw last week, 2 weeks ago, with the CNBC debate, what happens when the left gets to go in and just pit these guys against each other. We spent 2,000 words, 4 pages, looking at each and every one of the candidates and saying who's out there fighting, who's trying to bring opportunity for all Americans, who's trying to change the way things are working in Washington, D.C. And frankly, the most exciting thing is how great so many of the candidates do. There's a lot of people out there. It's an exciting field, and certainly Ted is somebody who does well in that construct.
So, Michael, how did you choose these categories? Because, you know, there's so much to talk about with regard to a politician or non-politician that seems to be popular this time around. So you have growth, you have opportunity, civil society. I mean, what do these mean, and how did you come up with them?
Yeah, well, you know, I think one of the things that makes Heritage Action special is we're in Washington, but one of the few groups that's not of Washington. And so we spend a lot of time talking to tens of thousands of people across the country, activists that we call sentinels, and they found that they want to continue having that traditional conservative focus on growth and opportunity and limited government, but that, frankly, Washington, D.C. right now is the biggest impediment we have to getting conservative victories, that Washington isn't broken, it's a well-oiled machine, and that we need a candidate who not only has that three-legged stool conservatism, who can show how conservative solutions are better than the broken policies of the left,
right,
but is also willing to take on Washington, D.C. and fight to change it.
Well, that's one of the reasons Ted Cruz did so well, because under the category of favoritism, you write, Cruz has been willing to pay a political price for taking on government favoritism. Now, that's opposed to some of the negatives that you found in some of the other candidates. For example, I want to show our viewers here on the screen, Jeb Bush, accused of having kowtowed to the state's environmental lobby in Florida. Chris Christie has shown favoritism towards well-connected real estate developers. Rand Paul's views at times veer outside the conservative mainstream, and Donald Trump backs massive tariffs that would damage the American economy. I mean, this is not a report in brevity. This is a 50-page document. I mean, you really, really looked into their positions.
That's exactly right. And for each of the ones that you just mentioned, there's 3 or 4 things for each negative thing that you could look at that we also throw out there. But I think, you know, what conservative voters need to do is they need to take the time. We're not asking people to take, you know, too much time, but to read 4 pages on each of the candidates and understand where have they been strong, where have they led, and where is there room for improvement. And hopefully over the course of the next several months, all of those candidates make strong additions to their conservative record, and we'll keep updating this so people can stay right on top of what conservatives should think.
Okay, now I know a lot of people are going to want to read this, so where can they find it?
They can go to heritageaction.com. That's our website, heritageaction.com, and we have it right there front and center.
All right, fantastic. We're the first to have it on here, Fox. Michael Needham, we appreciate it. Thank you.